Good morning. We came here to this bakery to buy some bread, sourdough bread, and we noticed the Lord Ganesha. Look, I got a swirly thing. It's usually chocolate or sometimes cinnamon. I kind of prefer the cinnamon one. And today I saw a swirly thing made out of coconut. So it's coconut. It's very interesting. Never had that before. Not bad, not bad. September and 16 degrees, so we are pretty lucky. I think that character called Gizmo. And look at that hat with the bird chance. Very good. Interesting idea to use this gray on a poster. The very first time I see this in a British shop, ox tongue in a can. So I thought I'm going to show it to you. Ox tongue in a can. I clearly remember when I ordered and I received the camera I'm holding right now, I'm recording with right now, and at the time this Canon G7X Mark II was, well, that was the exact time when it came out. When it was available, I ordered it, and that was the most expensive thing at the time I purchased, and I remember holding the box, and I was like, oh my god, this is so much money, it worth so much. And that was a long time ago. And you know why? Just a second ago I thought of this because I recharged the battery, and whenever I remove the battery from this camera I'm holding right now, I'm recording with right now, and I put it back, I place it inside the device, I need to do the whole setup again. It takes less than a minute, but it's very funny to me because I need to set the location, which is London, UK, and then I need to set the date. The format of the date is first the day, then the month, then the year. And it's very funny because it starts with 2016, and I'm really thinking if it was 2016 or 2015 when I bought this. But yeah, long time ago. So this camera very soon gonna celebrate the 10th year. 10 years old this camera is, and I'm very happy with it. There was a time about a year I haven't used it. Hey, what's this blurry stuff? Come on, sharp. My god, I'm talking about you and you went all blurry. Don't go blurry, not now. Or maybe you're blushing. Maybe this is how cameras are blushing, that they go all blurry. And you know what, I don't want to change it. I know there's a new version, Canon G7X Mark III, but I think I'm gonna keep this. I'm really happy with this. Yeah. So there was about a year when I put it on the shelf, on the bookshelf, and I haven't used it because there was so much going on, and I decided to record every day using my Samsung phone. So what we got was a vertical video, not a horizontal one what you're watching right now, but the vertical one. And because there was some really serious situation with the family, and I decided to use a different format, a vertical format, instead of the horizontal one. You know, ladies, when something's going on, they change their hair, and men especially, who don't mind putting their life on the internet, and I'm doing that since 2009, even earlier. Then I changed the format from horizontal to vertical, and now back to horizontal again. And it's good to change things around sometimes. Sometimes it's an update, sometimes, you know, sometimes it's an evolution, sometimes it's evolution. Wow, but you need to always change things around. And yeah, so this is the camera, and I just recharge it. Fantastic. Yes, a breath of fresh air. For now, couple of days I'm gonna be off, and I'm gonna work on something, and you will see. just came back from shopping, and every single time I'm very surprised to see the prices. Just a few years ago, it was I remember it very clearly that the coffee here in the UK, in London, but I think in almost whole Europe, obviously not Italy, but in many places it is quite common that at home you have instant coffee, the powder, the instant coffee in your kitchen cabinet in a glass. And it used to be very cheap. You didn't even look at the price at all. It was £2-3, and that was, you could buy a jar of instant coffee that lasted for 2-3 weeks, even a month, depending if you were drinking at home coffee or at work. And now the same coffee that costs like £4, the big one, the £4, just a couple of years ago, just today I saw it. It's a new price. That was the very first time I saw this price, because we just came back from the shopping. It was £8.35. £8.35. That is, the price is not just doubled, it's more than doubled. It's absolutely incredible. And now I could talk about, you know, how my salary changed over the years. But I don't want to talk about this. I want to talk about other things as well, because I feel like right now, I feel like that this is the time to open a new business, and I absolutely want to have an office. I want to have a shop where people can walk into, they can browse, they can talk. We would have a perfect customer service, obviously, but with this rising cost that you go to the shop and you want to buy not proper coffee. We're not talking about coffee beans from Colombia and Ethiopia. We're talking about the cheapest thing ever, which is the instant coffee, that in a couple of years, from £4 it became £8.35. So if I open a business, I would really feel, you know, like I should raise the salaries of the employees and stuff. And you know, it's very difficult, very difficult right now, if you think like that. Yeah, so it's not easy at all. But yeah, probably inflation gonna slow down, because it cannot continue forever like this. But I don't see it slowing down at all. And yes, I just finished my course. I have an economics degree, so I could talk about inflation and all sort of things right now. I can talk about it for hours and hours and hours, but I'm not going to. I just wanna say one thing, that I feel like I should open a business right now, with an office, with a shop, with everything. But it's probably 2025 is not gonna be the year when I'm gonna do that. So yeah, moving on, let's talk about something else. So what happened is that someone put out a couple of books, yeah, and there was a handwritten note saying it's free. And underneath, if you didn't understand free books, the message, it was written that please take the books. So it was twice, you know, very nice invitation that you can take the books. So I looked through the books as well, and I didn't recognize the authors, I didn't recognize the titles at all, but I recognized one, which was The Lord of the Rings, in a very nice edition, paperback edition. But it was like, whoa, very nice painting at the front. And it's really hard to get a good Lord of the Rings edition, because it's a very long novel. It's sometimes it feels endless, and people, I mean, I'm talking about the publishers, they like to print it with a very, 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 very small letters, which means that you need glasses, could be magnifying glasses, could be actually a microscope to actually read the sentences, especially, you know, it's full of elfish language as well. So yeah, but this edition was perfect letter size. It looked very nice. You know, it was something you would put it when you would put it on your bookshelf, you wouldn't put it like this way, you know, you would like you know, you put it on in a way that the cover is always visible when you step into your room. Oh yes, it was very nice. So I was thinking about this, and I went home, and the next time I returned to that place where someone put out these books with a handwritten note that you can take it for free, there was one book missing, and that was the Lord of the Rings edition. And I was like, oh my god, someone has yeah, the same taste as me. And I wouldn't say I was disappointed, because obviously, you know, the very first thing in life when you move to a new city, when you move to London, UK, or any kind of very in a place where everyone is very competitive, that yeah, I was not disappointed, but I thought to myself that next time I need to be quicker. If I like something and it's free and it's all that, you know, everything, yes, everything given to so I could yeah, I would definitely take it. Yeah. So but what I did, there was some other, because all the other books were still there, so I decided to take 2 books, which was hardcover. I didn't know the title. I didn't recognize the title. I didn't recognize the authors either. But and the covers was like a bit alternative, a bit surreal, a bit strange. I said, okay, it's obviously the very first thing you learn when you're a reader, when you like to spend your free time reading real printed out books, that you cannot judge the books by the cover. But I said, okay, I'm taking chances here, and I took 2 of them. So the very day when I did that, I started to read them, and I realized that what the books I have chosen, they are science fiction, and very close to, like, if there's an urban fantasy, there should be an urban science fiction as well. And it was not very literature style. It was like, you know, when someone talks, like you feel like the author actually is sitting next to you, like you're in a pub settings and you're drinking something very nice, and you know, the conversation is already flowing, yeah, sort of flawlessly, and that sort of conversation, you know, when you already established a relationship where you don't have to form full very detailed sentences, just like you understand each other with 1 or 2 words here and there, and you understand each other perfectly. So it's basically like this sense of you know this person, you know the author is sitting next to you, you're having a nice time, it's like you went to the same high school together, and you met after like 10-15 years or something, and you're talking about a story, and that story is happened to be like a science fiction. And so it's very interesting. I haven't read anything like that for a very long time. So yes, I lost out on the Lord of the Rings, but I think I gained something there. Yes, so that's very good. Yeah. Since I moved away from home at an early age, and I moved abroad, I was in 5 different countries. That is the very first time, 2025, where, oh my god, I'm gonna have a Christmas tree following the tradition, the European tradition. I'm going to have a Christmas tree, so I'm buying the decoration of it, and for it, and there will be presents under the tree. Very important, a jumper, because we were we were always joking about this, that people, what they don't like to get, and that is usually a jumper. So I said, oh my god, yes, the very first thing I'm gonna place under the tree gonna be a jumper, and it will be wrapped up like properly, because until now I live like what I would say, quote, like adult. I was doing adulting, but now I wanna go back to the traditions. I wanna have a proper Christmas tree. So there will be a jumper because everyone hates getting jumper for Christmas, and there will be a board game as well. And I was looking through the board games, and I decided it's gonna be Catan. This is end of October and they already have the Christmas lights up. They didn't turn it on yet because that is like a special date. So this is Oxford Circus, and in 2 weeks they're gonna turn on the Christmas lights. This year, 2025, went so quick, man. Today we actually went for shopping and we couldn't find any coconut flakes, probably because these guys, they took all of it. Look, one of the most viewed video I've done during the summer was here, because over there is a theater playing Evita the musical, and when they sing the main song, the actress comes out and sings for the people on the street. We had a quite funny situation. We went to the pub to have a pub lunch because it's Sunday, and we had fish and chips. They forgot the green peas, the garden peas. There are two types you can order. One is the normal green peas and the other one is the and meshy peas. Meshy is like it's like a mesh, and yeah, it could be there are many varieties. For example, you can have it with baked beans as well, absolutely fine. And the chips can be the chunky ones and the ones which are much more slimmer. Sometimes they leave on the skin as well. And the fish, usually they serve codfish, and sometimes haddock or plaice. You should try all of them, of course. But if you are in England, in London, for just a weekend, you should absolutely go to the local pub and try fish and chips for starter, because yeah, that is something. So zone 1 is basically central London, and as you go out further away from the center, then it becomes zone 2, zone 3, and zone 6 is basically like almost like the outskirts of London. And once in my life, with 4 Eastern European girls and one guy who was like a bodybuilder, I moved to zone 6, and there we still had the old fish and chip shops. Old means classic, like they haven't changed the design of the shop since the Victorian times. So you see everywhere these very special designs on the wall, the tiles, the glass, this cut glass, and you can see the people there, very patient, very focused, peeling the potatoes and cutting them, instead of what they do most of the time now, that they use frozen, basically ready-made potatoes that they just put into the hot oil. No, they were doing everything from scratch. And I was very lucky that I was living only for a couple of months, but I was living next to a shop like that. Oh my god, that was great. All these shops are now disappearing slowly. Obviously they are priced out from central London, so the ones a couple of years ago, they were still alive. They were almost outside of London because the rental prices are cheaper, and